saha tvaya araditaha shuklaha satvaya araditaha shuklo vitanvan mamakam yashaha vitanvan mamakam yashaha Chitta te hrudaya grandhim Chitta te hrudaya grandhim Audharyaha Brahma bhavanaha Audharyo Brahma bhavanaha Sattvayaraditah shuklo Vitanvan mamakam yashaha Cheta te hrudaya grandhim Audharyo Brahma bhavanaha
Sattvayaradita shuklo Vitanvan mamakam yashaha Chitta te hridaya granthim Audharyo Brahma bhavanaha
Saha hi tvaya by you araditaha being worshipped Shuklaha the personality of Godhead Vitanvan spreading Mamakam my Yashaha fame Cheta he will cut Te Eva Hrudaya of the heart Grandim not Audharyaha your son Brahma knowledge of Brahman Bhavanaha teaching. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada. Translation. The personality of Godhead being worshipped by you will spread my name and fame. He will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching knowledge of Brahman. Please repeat. The personality of Godhead being worshipped by you will spread my name and fame. He will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching knowledge of Brahman. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to disseminate spiritual knowledge for the benefit of all people, he generally descends as the son of a devotee, being pleased by the devotee's devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Father of everyone. No one, therefore, is his father, but by his inconceivable energy accepts some of the devotees as his parents and descendants. It is explained here that spiritual knowledge vanquishes the knot of the heart. Matter and spirit are knotted by a false ego. This identification of oneself with matter, which is called Hrudaya Grandhi, exists for all conditioned souls and it becomes more and more tightened when there is too much affection for sex life. The explanation was given by Lord Rishabha to his sons that this material world is an atmosphere of attraction between male and female. That attraction takes the shape of a knot in the heart, and by material affection it becomes still more tight. For people who hanker after material uh, possessions, society, friendship, and love, this knot of affection becomes very strong. It is only by Brahma Bhavana, the instruction by which spiritual knowledge is enhanced, that the knot in the heart is cut to pieces. No material weapon is needed to cut this knot, but it requires bona fide spiritual instruction. Kaddam Muni instructed his wife Devahuti that the Lord would appear as her son and disseminate spiritual knowledge to cut the knot of material identification. The Sansta Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivesesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is the concluding verse of Kardama Muni explaining to his wife about the descent of Lord Kapila in the family. He says Lord Kapila would audharyo Brahma Bhavana. He will spread the spiritual knowledge and he will enhance my name and fame. Like a father is feeling, Kaddam Muni is saying, my son would enhance my name and fame. Vitanvan mamakam yashaha. And chetate hrudaya grandhim. He will cut the knot in the heart. No, this is the the right son. A good son means he cuts the knot, hrudaya grandhim, the knot in the heart of his mother and father. How does he cut the knot? Not by taking some knife or some sword or something like that. This is a different sword. That's called Brahma Bhavana. The sword is the sword of knowledge. And if that knowledge is directly connected to Krishna, then the sword becomes very sharp. So this sharp sword of knowledge, that means instruction which reminds Krishna, which concludes in Krishna, that becomes a very powerful sword. And then if a devotee takes that instruction, it strikes in his heart. And that's what happens when we read Srimad Bhagavatam or the books of Prabhupada. As soon as someone reads that book, and then with little inquisitiveness or submissiveness, certainly the instructions in those books will strike him. It will strike a terror in his sinful life. It is like a thunderbolt. Whenever there is a thunderbolt by Indra, it breaks the peaks of mountains, big mountains, it shatters into pieces. And similarly, when this instruction strikes the heart of a living entity, he may be sleeping till then, thuk, he will wake up. And then it will shatter the so much of contamination that has piled up in the heart like a big mountain. It just shatters it. This is the power of these instructions from a pure devotee. Hearing from a right source means this kind of a shattering of the heart. There should be cheta te hrudaya grandhim. There should be this breaking of this knot. So, what is this knot in the heart? And what is this contamination in the heart? The dust in the heart, contamination in the heart, mountains in the heart. What is happening? What are we hearing? So, these are all referring to our material affection. We get attached to this world in three modes, in three kinds. One may get attached ignorantly, or he may get attached with the thinking that he can enjoy this world to his best possible way, or he can get attached just to learn some nice, interesting principles of this world and live happily, earn a lot of money, peacefully balance my life. He will not run like a passionate guy, but then he wants to enjoy differently with knowledge, and they look little better, brighter. This is one more type of attachment. So, when you approach matter with any of these attitudes, that is called material affection. You can approach matter in any of these three ways. Let us say this glass of water is there next to me, and so you can approach that water in three ways ignorantly. Instead of drinking water inside, you are trying to see the bottom of it like this. You turn like this, water is all gone. The function of that glass is to hold the water, but your ignorance, you are seeing something else. You are attracted by some title behind or below, whatever. You turn and then everything is gone. This is ignorance. Passion means, oh, I'll enjoy this content. It will satisfy my senses. This is passion. And sattvic means, yes, I am thirsty. To that level, I'll just drink some little. I'll sip some water, and then he balancing in a balanced way. He quenches his thirst and goes on with his work. Same glass, same water, but you can approach in these three ways. So, as soon as a living entity approaches any matter, either for enjoyment or for ignorance, whatever reason, that goes and sits as a contamination in the heart. It is not that it is just over. It will also leave an impression in the heart. Those impressions will be piling up one by one, one by one, one by one. And that becomes a mountain. How many impressions are there in our heart? How much of affection is there for the material world? That is a huge mountain after mountain. And so, sometimes this attraction or affection is also compared to a knot. One is like a mountain, is so big and so huge and so difficult to overcome, And also it is very tightly bound. That affection is not that you just say, no, I don't want this. This habit is not good for me. This behavior is not good for me. So let me give up. From tomorrow onwards, I'll attend Mangalarti. No, it will not happen so easily like that. Why? Because there's a knot is there in the heart. Some affection is pulling us. It's not only a mountain, but it's like a mountain knot. It is pulling you. It will not allow you to, decide nicely and then, go in your own day. Then in 2-3 days, we'll all become pure devotees. Whether you read Prabhupada books and you decide, from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to be a pure devotee. No motivations, no expectations, nothing. Simply Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So nice, no? But why is it not happening? Because Hridaya Grandhi, these knots are there. You may be getting attracted to Krishna. You wanted to, oh my Lord, so nice, so beautiful, so wonderful. And then you suddenly see some sense object going by, and immediately your affection for that object comes out. Like here Prabhupada is saying, in this world there is a strong environment. There is a strong environment of attraction between male and female. That is this world. There is a very strong attraction. So when a living entity wants to develop his attraction for Krishna, already piled up these attractions, mountains and mountains of it, they will all come in the way. And they will pull you. Those knots are pulling you. You are not able to come out of those. So that's why you need a sharp sword to cut that affection. A knot is there. Sometimes you try to open it up, or sometimes you cut it off. If you cannot open it up, then you cut it off. So generally, when you try to understand what is not, what kind of strands are there. See this rope, which is there, the knot, it is a complex, knot of 3 strands. This sattva, rajas, tamo guna are like 3 strands. You see some rope has 3 this thing, and then it becomes very thick, and with that you make a knot. It is even more thicker. It's like that, very strong. That's why Arjuna says Krishna is not easy to control this mind, and he says it is stubborn, doesn't change. We want to change, but mind very stubborn. This mind is, it will not allow. You decide, yes, I want to be a pure devotee from tomorrow. Mind will say, acha, wait a minute. Previously you said you were a great devotee of this, great devotee of that, great devotee of that. What do you say about all this? Suddenly you are saying great devotee of somebody else. So it will remind you. Maya will bring all those affections to the forefront and say, now what do you say? Now you want to become a pure devotee? Okay, now tell me, what do you say about this? This. So this is the problem for a sadhaka. There's a huge pile of this kind of attractions are there, very intricately woven up. Even if you very tightly try to practice also, somewhere Maya will leak in, and then it will show some attractive thing. You think now I am not going to be attracted by any more attractive thing of this world. Maya will find something and brings it again. Like Vishwamitra. He made up his mind, I am not going to be attracted by any woman of this world. Any of this, in the whole world, I will not be attracted by any woman. Then Indra thought, okay, Not your world. We will send a woman from my world. And he sends one woman from his world, and he never heard such tinkling sounds. He never saw such beautiful forms. Immediately, Vishwamitra's whole meditation, everything is broken. He became attracted. So, this is the power of Maya. This Hridaya Grandhi, very, very strong. All these attractions are there. So then what is the solution? And so what happens because of these attractions and this contamination in the heart? There will be a lot of doubts also. It comes out as doubts, it comes out as a pull or a habit, it comes out in many, many forms. Maya will try to keep the living entity in this world. So that's why here in Bhagavad Gita we see in 6.39 Arjuna is saying, Etan me samshayam Krishna chetum arhasa sheshata twadanya samshayasya cheta nahi upapadyate. Here also same word cheta. In Telugu also we have a word chatta. Right? Cheta means something to be removed. It is so most of these words came from Sanskrit. So Krishna is saying, this is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for yourself, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Arjuna is saying, Krishna, only you can. Cheta means remover. Only Krishna can remove. So this mountain of attachments and this contamination which is there in the heart, now who can remove this? The living entities, some of these people, some brainy people, they try to remove this contamination. They're investigating how can we remove an unpleasant experience in the past which is harassing me currently. People go through trauma, some horrible things happens in the family or somewhere and they cannot forget. It's a big trauma. Now there's a big investigation is going on. Okay, how can we remove this trauma? Bad impression, bad experience in the past. They're all investigating various methods. And then they come up with some positive talk, some affirmations, some kind of hypnotism, magnetism, thisism, thatism. So many techniques they have found, they're trying to figure out. But here Arjuna is saying, but for yourself, no one is to be found. Krishna, only you are the remover. Cheta nahi upapadyate. Tvadanyaha samsayasya. Tvad anyaha. Apart from you, there is nobody who can remove these doubts. All these contaminations, all those impressions which are there in the heart can never be removed by tiny endeavors and efforts of the living entities. Because you are dealing with a mountain, you are dealing with a very tight rope. You try to bring one small things and try to cut it, it will not cut. So you need a powerful sword, and you need blessings of Krishna. Then only all this Hridaya Grandhi will go away. These contaminations will go away. So in Bhagavatam, there are 4 famous shlokas, and they give the hint how this Hridaya Grandhi is broken. We all know this shloka. Shrunvatam swakatha Krishna Punnashravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. See, here also it is said, Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. Abhadrani, this contamination, these agitations, this restlessness which is there in the heart, how can it go? Shrunatam Swakata Krishna, only by listening about Krishna. This is the key. The knowledge, the sword should be directly Krishna. Krishna knowledge, Krishna sentence. Only that has the power. So Swakata Krishna, if anybody listens to Krishna Katha, that means if they listen to Bhagavatam daily, then Vidunoti Suhrusuta, the Lord who is situated in the heart as a friend, Suhrut, is a well-wishing friend, then he will remove, he will cleanse. Only Krishna can touch that pile and then remove. Otherwise, no living entity can be able to do it. They may apparently remove one impression, yes, that will go, but somewhere else some other impression will come. It's like monkey, sometimes there is a little wound here. What monkey will do? From here it will pluck something and put there. Okay, it is healing there, but here one more wound came. Then that is called monkey solution. So the ordinary living entities, their solutions are like that. They try to remove, there is some problem here, they try to bring one solution from somewhere. Yes, solution has come, here there is a big problem. This is how the normal solutions will be. There is a lot of heat during summer, so they wanted AC, air cooling. They found out some liquid which can do all that, and then there are billions of air cooling units all over the planet. Wow, it's all happening. Suddenly they found one ozone layer. They are saying this liquid will create that trouble. Now they are saying no, this is not good liquid. So there is a problem with the liquid. So they are trying to bring one more liquid. Now that will create, we don't know. We have to wait and see. Like petrol, they said this is the invention, discovery of this century, and everybody is using petrol. And one of the products of petrol is plastic. And they said, wow, this is nice. And now everybody is saying plastic bhuta. Plastic has become a ghost. Please don't use plastic. Like that, there are some advertisements are coming now. Everybody, whatever we are eating and breathing, we are taking this plastic dust inside our body. Slowly the plastic is growing inside our bodies too. Anyway, that's so these are the kind of solutions that we have. So that's why Arjuna is not asking any of these people. Arjuna is saying, Krishna, only you. Tvadanyaha samshayasya chetana upapadyate. Only you. So then, once you hear Bhagavatam, tadha rajastamo bhava kamalo bhadayaschaye. Then before that there is one sloka. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. It is a very interesting sloka. It says, Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu. These abhadras, whatever misgivings are there in the heart, Nasta prayeshu, they will almost completely go away. Not fully, huh? Bhagavatam is also explaining. Almost. To what level? Naistiki. Your devotional service to Krishna, that becomes fixed up. That means even if the contamination has not gone fully, still some habits are there. Still some indecent behavior is there. Still other things are attractive. Even then, although all these things are there, although sometimes he may find that this path is, sometimes he may feel that it is very difficult, still he cannot give up devotional service to Krishna because fixed up. Naistiki. It becomes an irrevocable fact, Bhagavatam says. So, that means he can never give up. If one statement of Bhagavatam strikes him, If one sentence of Prabhupada strikes a living entity, he cannot give up Krishna. This is what we see. Despite whatever may happen, he will give up everything in his life. He is ready. But he cannot give up this devotional service to Krishna. Provided at least once he carefully heard Prabhupada and Bhagavatam. So that is the beauty of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And then devotees will sometimes say, Prabhu, many striking points. So that's good. It's very good. So much of striking means it's like a thunderbolt. All your contaminations are going away. So that's why it is said, Nastaprayesha Badre. So your attachment to Krishna's service will become fixed up, although you still may have contamination, because it's only prayeshu, not completely cleansed, but mostly it is, a lot of things are going away. A lot of strikings are happening. Surgical strikes are happening inside the heart. Then what happens? Tadharajastamo bhava, kamala lobhadayasya. Now these are the main issues for us. Kaman lobha, attachment to this sense gratification, opposite sex. And then not only attachment, lobha means greed also is there. So then these qualities will start coming down. Sthitam sattve prasidati. That means after all these strikings are over, yes, you will remain fixed up in the service. Whatever difficulties may come, you go through it, but you will never want to give up Krishna, because you know this is the right path. And then you continue your services, then these two lower modes will start coming down. Devotee will start reaching Satvaguna. This is the Anadha Nivritti stage. Quite a painstaking stage where you have to get rid of all the unwanted things. And once the devotee comes to Satvaguna, evam prasanna manaso. The struggle is over now. With the prasanna manasa, the devotee can practice. Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha. Then when he engages in this practice of devotional service, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana, you start perceiving Krishna. The Lord's presence, the Lord's personality becomes very visible. It becomes striking to you. And then as soon as you perceive Krishna, then comes Bidyate Hrudaya Grandhi. Tak, the knots in the heart will be Bidyate, means cut. So as soon as you see Krishna, master of the heart, then the knots will be cut. Vidyate Hrudaya Grandhi. Then all the Shamshaya, all the doubts will be cleared. And then the fruitive activity will stop. The karma, reactions, they'll all stop. The chain of karma will stop. It's such a beautiful process it is. The perfection is very simple. Every day, submissively, you give oral reception to Srimad Bhagavatam. Nicely here. And then Saru Prabhupada, Bhagavata Seva. Saru Bhagavata, Book Bhagavata, and Person Bhagavata. And Prabhupada wants us to chant and hear nicely. And then do service to Prabhupada's mission. That's very simple. Read every day, Saru Prabhupada's mission nicely, chant our rounds nicely. That's it. See, already Prabhupada has given the perfect process, highest process, by which the Hrudaya Grandhi can be cut to pieces by Brahma Bhavana, by perception of the Supreme Lord as the Supreme Lord of your heart, Lord of everybody's hearts, and that breaks the knot. Any questions? Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam